what was going on with the Puerto Rico relief?
The initiative. Yeah.
So you and Fat Joe.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Okay.
It's crazy because there's certain things I can't talk about that because we found loopholes in terms of how to get supplies legally into Puerto Rico.
Okay.
Legally.
Right.
But the system would change if I talked about it, and they probably put a block.
Because there's a lot of political roadblocks to get.
Man, it's just bullshit. It's all about money. But I've always felt like, number one, I felt like if I was going to contribute to any kind of tax environment, I'd rather buy something in Puerto Rico. Started with that. I ended up realizing that, okay, well, there's a lot of dysfunction within Puerto Rican history because of colonization, and if there's something that I could do to help people move forward,
right,
let me do it. But then you have, it's in the line of disasters, hurricanes and all that stuff. And, growing up poor and see my people struggle, that hit me hard. So I went down there. Red Bull helped me out to go and get a couple of private planes of supplies to go down there.
I was bringing water, right?
Yeah, I did water filtration systems with an organization called Waves for Water, where we enabled 200,000 people to have access to turning their water into clean water.
Right. This is when Trump was throwing the paper towels.
Yes. And then earthquakes. I mean, we've raised a lot of money.
Puerto Rico had an earthquake too?
Huh?
Puerto Rico had an earthquake too?
Yeah. That was in between Fiona and Maria.
Get the fuck out of here.
And that's crazy. Now, here's the wild shit.
Right.
Yeah, so when you go into an earthquake...
Where's your Japanese whiskey? We don't see it.
I don't know.
Where's yeah? Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yeah.
So, yeah...
Wait, it had an earthquake?
Yeah, there's an earthquake. And here's the crazy shit. It's like, you could grow up in the hood and feel threatened and get something to protect yourself.
Right.
But when you're going into a ground zero of an earthquake situation,
wow,
I don't care how hard you are, what you've been through, you have no defense.
Right.
And you're driving right to ground zero, and you gotta make the choice, like, all right, well, this is how I die.
Right.
But the bigger picture is somebody gotta go there.
Right.
And those are the choices we make when we go into disaster areas. Like, I could die today, and I'm okay with that.
And you're saying Puerto Rico was considered a disaster area at that time?
Yeah, every time there's
all these
earthquake.
natural, they're crazy disasters.
Yeah.
So why, like,
That's why we're so resilient.
Yeah, this was crazy, right? It's considered American property?
Colony.
Colony?
Colony, yeah.
But we have...
Technically, Puerto Rico
not a state.
Technically, Puerto Rico is under military rule.
Meaning?
Meaning it was taken by force.
During the Spanish-American War.
Right. After the Spaniards left, about like 8 days, the United States said...
Is that why
Philippines too.
Louisa is blacker people than me and Louisa?
No, Puerto Ricans were originally black, bro.
That's right.
Yeah.
God damn it, talk that talk.
Yeah.
Talk that talk, goddamn it. Talk that talk, goddamn it.
I mean, it's, Tainos,
Right.
dark skin,
Right.
and it's the reason why when my hair grows into an afro.
Right.
No product needed.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
But that's in us. So, even when people talking about the debate of like Puerto Ricans and hip hop and all that other stuff.
That's where I was going.
Yeah.
You and Fat Joe.
Fat
Joe has said, hold on, let's salute you.
Yes, cheers.
Giving you your flowers, man. Give you your flowers. Motherfucker, make some noise for crazy motherfucker. So,
salute. That Japanese.
You and Fat Joe, I'm 45. Joe is, I think, a couple of years in. I think you're like 10 years.
I'm 57.
57, okay.
Yeah.
So what's that?
Joe's like 4 years younger than me.
12 years,
10
okay.
years. Well, I'm 47.
So, for those that don't know, not only were, Puerto Ricans involved with the making of the music and the throwing of the jams when it comes to how people got
there was a
together
couple of
back
Latinos there. Might have been some Cubans there too.
Yeah.
in every element of hip hop. Like, because, it's fucked up.
Just go for it, bro. Go for it.
Because kids nowadays think hip hop started with Biggie and Tupac. And what's fucked up is they don't go back and they research. But they'll have on a pair of Jordans where he didn't play 40 years ago.
Right.
How the fuck you making money off of this and you don't know your history, but you know Jordans? Jordan ain't give not one of us a free pair of shit.
But this is our mental colonization, man.
Let's just talk that talk, goddamn. Come on, let's get to it.
When it comes to like people trying to figure out the history or the anniversary date of hip hop, which is mad suspect.
Right.
That date, the year's suspect as
It's like
fuck.
Christmas. Like nobody really knows what Christmas is.
Yeah, it's exactly like that. And the thing is that people have gotten so comfortable with a narrative or the romanticizing of a particular story or perspective that they're taking that as absolute.
Right.
But there's enough data out there to cross-reference and be like, well, geographically, time, it's just impossible for certain things to have happened. And if you're looking at a flyer and then another person on that same flyer that says, I didn't even know him that year. How am I on this flyer? This flyer's fake.
So there's doctored flyers to make up the history of hip
I'm
hop.
gonna say it right now, fuck yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, there is.
Wow.
But I do understand that we have to come to a consensus where it's like, all right, well, we got to celebrate something at some point, but it just shouldn't be based off of a comfortable lie. Because if you're looking at all the archives that are being acquired by Cornell, Harvard, and all these places, when they start cross-referencing, they're going to be like, ooh, that's a lie. That's a lie. This person lived here at this point. He went to that school and all this other stuff. And then even on the Puerto Rican and black thing, it's like if you're looking at Disco Mario, this guy Tex Hollywood, I believe his name is, and Kool Herc being those absolute first DJs. Look, if you were down back then, no one would know you're Latino, and there would be no reason for them to know you're Latino because we just lived amongst each other.
Yeah.
Your problem is my problem. When we get pulled by the cops, we're getting pulled together in the Bronx. So it doesn't matter whether you're black, Puerto Rican, or whatever. So for you, your background is what?
I'm black and Puerto Rican.
Okay.
Yes.
So never had no need to say that back then.
Right. No, I used to call
So
myself a
when you
nigga
talk
Rican,
about
but
Disco King Mario, black and Puerto Rican. Tex Hollywood, Puerto Rican. But they look like you. And that's the thing that a lot of people who grow up in areas that are segregated don't understand. In New York, we're stacked up on each other. We lock arms with each other. You know, you protesting, I'm protesting with you.
Right.
And a lot of places aren't unified.
It's one
like
community.
I heard you say something real important. You said if you was to take away, I think you said Puerto Ricans. So if you take away Puerto Ricans in hip hop,
If you take away Joe Conzo's photos
that's
in hip hop, the whole story of hip hop becomes very difficult to tell because he's the first one, and he's from within the hip hop community to actually document what he was doing. You know, what just the environment. And he was a little chubby kid. I didn't even know him back then, but he just picked up a camera and started documenting. If you removed all of Joe Conzo's photos, everything that we look at as iconic photos from the 70s, they'd be all gone because there's no one else.
I think the reason why people even dispute this debate is because
they stupid. Because look, they either young, stupid, divisionist, or don't come from our area and don't understand how black and Latinos in New York, we fucking roll different, man. We're not, I'm sorry, like to me,
it wasn't
these are
separated.
my brothers. I don't give a fuck.
Yes.
Like we've never had to have this discussion.
Right.
Because it's like, yo, your beef is my beef. Let's go.
But you can see how, like, a person from, like, East Los Angeles.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
they're so segregated in there. And then it's like places like Chicago as well, like, where it's nothing but Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
But still
segregated.
It's still segregated. Like, when I go to you know, where they got the flag?
The
metal flag.
Yeah.
I love to go there, but I always remember, like, some of my black friends don't like it. Like, they be like, oh,
yeah, but
I'll
even
stay in the hotel.
Even
And I'm
those
like,
segregated areas will tell you that historically hip hop was the thing to bring everybody together.
Yes.
Okay.
Even in those areas, it was still happening.
Right.
Yeah. And you know, when you're looking at, like, look, I went along in the 90s when I started to move around again, I went to San Diego, and there was a sister in the gas station. I'm like, yeah, give me whatever, I'm pumped, whatever. And she looks at me like, where you from? And I'm like, what you mean where I'm from?
Because you can smell the New York on you, right?
Yeah, she goes, I say, I'm from New York. She goes, because you don't sound like no Mexican.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what... that's going to happen to every Latino at some point.
No, then she goes, you black? I'm like, I got that in me, but, you know, Puerto Rican and we mixed like that.
She didn't even know what a Puerto Rican was, or did she?
No, she didn't know what a
No,
Puerto
you go
Rican
play.
was.
I don't know what a Cuban, what a Puerto Rican.
Yeah, no, I kid you not. If you pass Virginia sometimes, it changes to, it's still Latinos, but it changes to a different type of Latino.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
And, you know, it's crazy.
But you know Dominicans is everywhere.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I was in Switzerland, and they had a fucking Dominican restaurant. I said, holy moly guacamole. In Zurich, Switzerland.
And the price was crazy,
Dominican
right?
set up anywhere, bro. I don't even think anybody in there was Dominican. They just had a Dominican restaurant. No, you're Dominican. I was just playing around.
Hey, you know, before I forget, because I wanted to just shout out, there's this organization called the Elijah Project in Rhode Island. And it's Black and Latino owned, and you know, we're starting a huge initiative in Puerto Rico, as well as areas in the United States where we're gonna really reach out to people in different communities of need and deliver furniture, appliances, all kinds of stuff. And I also have a nice partnership with Amazon where they're giving me budgets to source out people in desperate need as a result of disasters. And we're just, you know, no politics, no religion involved, just humanity, like just helping people. So
Humans helping
I just want to give them some love.
Oh, yeah. Make noise for that.
Give me flowers.